I think that it's not a misconception. I think it's the things that we need to be doing, because we also need to take ownership of what's going on with us, is that we need to be communicating and talking about it a lot more with our families and within the workplace. That's one thing. And I know that, my husband has been so supportive. I don't think, again, I could be where I am and, without him. And I have been so fortunate, and I thank him, and I do acknowledge him for it, because a lot of men don't understand what's going on. A lot of marriages break up at this point because men, as my husband went, you're going through the madness, like what's going on? You're losing your mind over a piece of cheese at Christmas, or you're doing something crazy. You've been through all this shit in your life and yet you're losing over something small. I'll argue with you about anything, but I'm not arguing with you about a piece of cheese. So it's not a misconception. I think it's things that we should be doing and taking ownership of. Speak to your partners, and with the episodes that I will put out onto Real Women's Stories, I encourage the listeners to play it to their children and to their families, because they will learn from what's being said. It's not like, this is my opinion. Hey, listen, this is what other people are going through. It's not just me. I've been very, very fortunate that I've worked with Lindsay, and she has helped me through my journey in understanding what the menopause is to me, because menopause is individual to every single woman. It's not the same.
Definitely.
Understanding my symptoms, the things that I can do to help myself, and the hormone replacements that I can use, and in what forms they can take place. So, I have tried different types of HRT, and I've now found something that works for me. But it's taken me, we think we're in 2025 now, this all started in 2020. It's taken me 5 years through my journey to get to a really good place.
And I think there's probably a lot of listeners that are resonating with what you're saying. Me, for one, I had all the same things as you I thought I had onset dementia, my hair was falling out, suddenly I couldn't lose weight, my skin, I had the worst acne than even as a teenager.
I will say, which is really, really, really important, is you need to try and understand your emotions as well, because I went through a hormone surge, I thought I did, and I'm saying it in inverted commas, just before Christmas. And I had a chat with Lindsay, and I said to Lindsay, I might need to up my dosage again. And she said, what's going on with your life at the moment? And I said, well, I'm working 7 days a week, I'm still in my full-time job, I'm still coaching in the evening, I'm podcasting at weekends, and we've got Christmas coming up, and I'm going away and I'm doing this. And she went, hold on a minute, you've got a lot going on, right? How about, let's see, once Christmas is gone, and I've just come back from Spain, how you feel in the new year, because you need to understand, is this a hormone issue or is it a stress issue?
Exactly.
Because the symptoms are quite similar, the anxiety, the lack of sleep. We can create histamine in our body just through stress because of the chemicals imbalances in our gut health. I think that I really sat with myself enough. When I'm talking sat with myself, quiet, no noise on, no distractions. I didn't sit with my head enough. And I think that when you go through hormone changes, and a lot of it is about, you can be really angry or you can be really anxious, it's how can we try and work that out? Because, as I said, 5 years I didn't have hormone changes, but my temperament went up and down quite a lot. And that was the one thing that didn't change. And, you see that with teenagers, they get very angry and then they get very tearful. Sit with yourself and understand why you're feeling that way, and acknowledge if it is hormonal, and acknowledge that even if it is hormonal, they are feelings. So identify those feelings and know that those feelings will pass, because you'll somehow work it out.